Well, hey there, it's Elke.
And Jen, and welcome to our Nail Your Niche workshop today for Zazzle Designers. We're really excited to dive straight into helping you nail your niche and also understanding the importance of your niche and doing some live critiques here online. We have some people already who have said hello. So if you're watching with us, which we've got a bunch of people on already, I can see the numbers. Write in the chat, say hi, and also where you're from. And also if you're a Zazzle designer, I recognize some faces here from some PDA students, which is awesome. But if you are brand new and you're not part of our community, then also say hi. And then also if you are a Zazzle designer and where you are at in your stage of your Zazzle journey, because we want to know if you're a beginner, if you're intermediate, if you're advanced, because today's workshop is obviously tailored to nailing your niche. And if you are at whatever point of time in your Zazzle journey, then clearly our niche critiques are going to help you either from the beginning or in the middle of where you're at. And this really determines, your success and your movement going forward. Okay, so we've got Ian, we've got Anna, we've got, I think that's Michelle because I can see her face. Awesome. Hello from Arizona. We've got a beginner here. Wonderful. So in the chat, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, I can see your comments. You might just have to accept the application called StreamYard, which is the application that we're using to stream onto Facebook and onto YouTube. Okay. Erin, hello, newbie here, been following you for a while too. Awesome. So it's wonderful to have new people on as well, because just before we dive into our presentation, I want to say we've got some really great opportunities for you to work with us. This isn't for us to just hard sell you right at the beginning, but obviously Black Friday and Cyber Monday are right around the corner, and we have some really great sales for you. And so we'll be diving into some of those after the presentation. So maybe you can take advantage of those, because if you've been following us for a while, even on YouTube in our free communities, obviously the free stuff can get you only so far. Today, we're going to give you a lot of really great information about your niche, and then also do some live critiques, which actually gives you a little bit of an insight into what we do in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program during our weekly calls on Wednesday. Okay. And so you're getting like a little bit of hot seat mentoring right now, which is really awesome because we're doing this live on YouTube. Okay. So hello from Minnesota. I'm new to Zazzle and in the PDA. Allison, hello. And then we've got hello from North Carolina. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to dive in because we are 5 minutes into this presentation. I don't want to keep you for too long. We are going to be here for probably about an hour, maybe a little bit less, because we do want to have that interactive nail your niche experience where, just so you know, because I want everyone to be prepared, we are going to do a handful of people. So if you have your niche ready, we can write it in the chat when I prompt you in the presentation. And also you can put a link into your store if you feel comfortable, because obviously that is posting a comment on YouTube. This is a live stream video, so everyone will be able to see that. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you don't have to. But we're going to be doing a critique of people's niches. So make sure you have that ready at the get-go when I ask you to in this presentation. Okay. All right. And we've got Lizzie from Kenya. Hello. Welcome. Awesome. Okay. Let's dive into this presentation, and I'll let you just even get to know who we are, because if you're watching this YouTube video and you don't even know our names yet, and I'm getting a call from somewhere. Oh, shoot. Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Okay, yeah, it'll be me introducing us, even though she's not here. Jen and I have been on the Zazzle platform since 2007, which seems like, when I say that, I go like, is that actually real? Because it's 2024, and we discovered Zazzle on that long ago. And for the first couple of years, we struggled, and I think that's where a lot of you are even now. And I think the most important part of that is it does get different and change and can be better if you get the right tools and support and roadmap to figure Zazzle out. And that's what Jen and I did initially. We did really, really well. By 2015, I was making over $100,000 to $200,000 a year. And I did that consistently for years. And at that point, there was a bit of more of a sharing community. And there were people that were asking, well, how did I do that? And I gave some advice. And then people go like, it still didn't work. And it's because when you give free advice, it actually doesn't work because then you don't value it. And it's the weirdest thing because over and over again, I would give the same advice. And over again, people would go, it's not working. And I think that the key, though, was that some people realized it did work. And when we put it into a course and we started coaching people and actually giving feedback like what we're going to do here, then we realized that people were interpreting what the help was, and they're not really understanding how to interpret it and put it in, like, change the way they do Zazzle in order to actually succeed. Most people just kept doing their old habits and got a few pieces of advice from what we teach as our core 5 strategies. And those core 5 strategies have lasted through the entire time that we've been on Zazzle, and also now that with our clients that are successful. Our top client, Brandon, to date, from the time that he started training with us in 2017, when we started teaching, he's made over $720,000 from payout on Zazzle. Okay, that's US. So keep working on it, keep getting coaching. He started in what was the PDA back then. It was called something different, but it doesn't matter. Same stuff was, and principles were being taught. And then he got some one-on-one coaching. Then he went into a mastermind of ours. Then he got back into one-on-one coaching. Then he went back into the PDA, because we just have all the different pieces and tools now in place that at that point he sort of helped us go like, I think we need a mastermind. I think I'd like to do one-on-one. I can't just do the PDA right now. My time doesn't allow it. And so by working with Brandon, he's really, part of the reason why you're here, because he first of all gave us the chance to test it on him, other than what Jen and I do and did back in the day to get it to be successful. And then the fact that he's still with us is a testament to how good we are. And every year when he still comes back for another training or whatever, he gets the results he needs. And so he finds that investment really valuable. And that's what we would like you to understand, is if you work with us now in 2025, and by signing up now so that you reserve your spot, you're going to get what everything has been as a culmination. Ooh, my buttons are touching the table. As a culmination of the best things possible to make you succeed on Zazzle the fastest and earn the most as soon as you can. Okay, you're still going to have your own journey. We can never tell you that you're going to earn as much as Brandon. I'd love for you to earn as much as Brandon, but you have to do it on your own terms, in your own time. And then we'd love to chat it, like brag about you. Also, Christine, $670,000 in lifetime earnings in the last since 2017. That's really important for you to hear when that started, how long it took. But on average, then they're averaging about $100,000 a year in take-home money. So do the work, stick with us, let us help you go over those hurdles and humps and assumptions that you make that are holding you back. And we are here for you, and we want to cheer you on and get you to even $1 million lifetime earnings. That would be awesome. Okay, so that's my little spiel. Jen's back on. Let's do this. Jen has a little presentation, and then we can start doing some workshopping.
Yes, I do apologize. I had a phone call that I had to answer. Okay. All right. So let's get into this presentation here. All right. So let me just see that this is working. Perfect. Okay. So welcome to your Nail Your Niche workshop. Today's November 20th. And then tomorrow we're going to do our Proof It Is Possible workshop at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So before we dive into the workshop, make sure you mark it into your calendars tomorrow to show up live here at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it's the second part of the 2-part workshop that we're doing in these 2 days. And today we are covering Nail Your Niche. And this is really exciting. Like I mentioned, if you are a beginner, which we've had some people say that they're newbies, I do recognize some names from the PDA coaching program. And I do recognize some names that I've seen not only in our like free community, but around, and they've been with us for a while, but haven't really been part of our courses. And so nailing your niche is really important no matter where you're at in your Zazzle journey, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, because you can always revamp it and also tweak it. If you're a beginner and a newbie, you're in the right spot at the right time at the beginning, because then now you can have a little bit of a direction going forward after this workshop. If you're an intermediate, it means that you can maybe solidify or tweak your niche. And if you're advanced, then maybe you can say, okay, I'm solid and I'm good and I can move on going forward. Or maybe you even want to go into like a little sub niche too. Okay, so if you're part of our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, this might be a little bit on the like you already know it kind of side, but it's still very informative. Okay, so who are we? If you are brand new and you have no idea who we are, and you're just watching our YouTube channel, or if you've been on our YouTube channel for a while and maybe you just haven't really heard us introduce ourselves in a while, we are a mother-daughter duo, obviously. Some people think we're sisters because we look so much alike. I don't see I see the similarities now. When I was younger, I didn't so much. But we're a mother-daughter duo who transformed our lives by creating our online businesses using Zazzle, okay? My mother and I, we both came across Zazzle in its early stages and started our Zazzle businesses in around 2008, and we struggled hard. In our first year, we earned about $90, and because Elke needed to provide for her family, she had just recently quit her high-end paying corporate job. She needed to make money for not only herself, but her family. She had 3 young kids and a husband who had a job but still needed to provide and needed to make it work. And so she came up with the 5 strategies. I was going to say something called the 5 strategies way back when, which we've now coined and even trademarked, which we now teach our Profit by Design Academy coaching program students. And we implemented those 5 strategies into our Zazzle stores, which helped us sell over $15 million worth of sales, okay? And we're still selling in our Zazzle stores to this day. Some of the products that we made even in 2010 are still making us money consistently and on a constant basis. And so now we teach and mentor and coach because we went through the trials and tribulations of struggling on Zazzle ourselves, through trial and error, blood, sweat, and tears sometimes. And now we know exactly kind of the plan that we want to share, which is the 5 strategies. And clearly, because technology is always changing, we're always up-leveling our coaching skills and our teaching methods. But now we teach our 5 strategies to our clients, and we've helped them sell over $165 million worth of Zazzle products online. Okay, so that number is humongous. $165 million in sales are contributed to the Zazzle marketplace, to the internet, because our clients have learned how to implement the 5 strategies. And that number keeps growing every single day because we have new people in our program on a monthly basis. And also every single student of ours, client of ours, is making progress and making more money consistently on a daily basis if they are implementing the 5 strategies properly. Okay, so just a bit of a stat before we get into all of the workshop. And I know you've been with us for a couple minutes now. I do apologize, I had to take a phone call. But in December 2023, because we like to keep the statistics of our students and our clients and understand how they are going and progressing in the Zazzle marketplace and how much they're selling, in 2023 in December, we helped our students or our clients have a combined amount of sales of $80 million, which is an amazing amount in itself, okay? And we had helped 33 people reach a certain amount, in terms of earnings, and also had a highest amount of earnings in 1 month of $370,000 in sales. Sorry, not earnings, $370,000 in sales in 1 month, which means if you base that on a 10% royalty, that's about $37,000 in 1 month in earnings, okay? And then now flash forward to November 2024, we are at $165 million in sales. And so if you do the math in terms of the month, that's a double plus more in the last 8-9 months, okay? So doubling and then a little bit more than that. So we helped our students double the amount of sales online in 9 months. which is absolutely amazing. Okay. And so if you just think about those figures, 165 million, that's not a fake number. That's not something that we're just throwing out there. That's very true math and true statistics. And so just understand how much Zazzle product that actually means. Okay. So how did they get there? So a lot of you might not be in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, but they use the 5 strategies, and the 5 strategies are what we teach our clients. And also, if you've been part of our free community, you've probably heard us talk about them. So it's establish, create, announce, align, and analyze. Those are the 5 strategies that we teach in our PDA coaching program. And the reason why our clients have a combined amount of sales of 165 million to date is because they implemented the 5 strategies properly. Okay, and we're very adamant at helping them understand how to use those properly. And today we are going to be covering just a little bit of a tidbit of strategy number 1, which is establish. And that means finding and defining your niche. Okay, so we're not covering the whole strategy out of the 5 strategies that we teach our clients, but we're covering a little bit, which is finding your niche, which is part of strategy number 1, which is establish. And that's the first strategy because it gets you from the beginning to help you build the right foundation with your Zazzle business. Okay, and so today here, and also always, every single day that we go online or that we teach our clients, our mission, my mother and I, Elke and myself, is to empower professional women who want to stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom possibly, or just stay at home and work from home and enjoy the pleasures of life with their family, with their kids, while still earning 6 figures of profit while working 20 hours a month. Okay. And so I can never make any income claims, and please don't take my word for the fact that you're going to make a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time, but our aim is to help people get to this goal. And that's why Elke created the 5 strategies, because herself, this is not a picture of her and me and my brother, but she was just like this when she was younger, where myself, like I was a teenager, and my 2 brothers, they're 5 years younger than I am. And she wanted to stay at home and have the ability to work from home and help us grow up, right? And stay at home and watch the memories happen and provide for her family. Okay. And so if you are in that situation, or maybe you're older and you just want to enjoy life or retire early, no matter who you are, where you're at in your journey and where you're at in your life, we want to empower you to help you be able to just live the life that you want to live. Okay. And live the life of your dreams, whether that be travel, stay at home, retire early, spend more time with family and friends, etc. Okay. And so today in our session, we are going to be covering what is a niche. If you don't know that, what it is, a niche or a niche, why is it important? And then also doing live niche critiques. Okay. And like I mentioned, we'll be selecting a handful. Not everyone, unfortunately, will be able to get a critique, depending on how many people are online or how in depth we go, because we don't want to keep you for too much long on this workshop. But we do want to give you a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be in one of our weekly coaching calls, to give you that hot seat coaching. Okay. So you might be asking yourself right now, if you have not yet, wondering, why do I have to pick my first niche? Okay. Niche or niche is extremely important when first starting out your Zazzle business or Zazzle store, especially because it is the first decision that you do as a Zazzle business owner. Okay, if you are on Zazzle and you're just having fun, or you're posting products for sale randomly, like I did when I was 19 years old, 18 years old, when I first started my Zazzle store, I had no idea that it could potentially be a multi-million-dollar business. You know, like Elke was talking about Brandon, he has sold over $7 million worth of Zazzle products. And when I first started out online with Zazzle, I had no idea that that was possible. Okay. And now Elke and I mentor and coach him, so we can see the possibilities in our clients and also in our own results, right? When I was 19, 20, I was making $60,000 US, and that's in Canadian, almost $100,000, which is awesome. So when I was telling my friends and people who I knew that I was making money online, and if you don't know my story, I was living abroad in Spain, it allowed me to have so many amazing possibilities that I had no idea were even possible. But I needed to pick a niche first. And that's what Elke taught me, because she had actually helped me implement the 5 strategies before I became successful on Zazzle. And if I had not figured out that I wanted to focus on weddings or a specific niche that I got into, I would have not been where I am today in my Zazzle journey. Okay. And so understanding that niche is very important, because it gives you a first direction. It gives you also an opportunity to think about who you're going to be selling to. and also gives you focus, okay? Focus on what you're going to be selling in your store so that you can really laser focus on who your avatar is or your perfect customer and how you can go forward by making products, okay? So you might be asking yourself, okay, what if it's the wrong one, right? Or why do I not try many to start, okay? The wrong one being, okay, well, you can always pick and choose and change, right? It has to be in alignment with your avatar or who you're trying to sell to, and also if it works well within the Zazzle platform. All right, Zazzle is a very particular platform. It's not like any other print on demand. It might be similar because of the traits and the pros and cons that it has and all of the opportunities it gives you. However, a Zazzle customer is a Zazzle customer. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it's that people who come to Zazzle are searching for a particular type of thing, which means that they're looking for something that's available on Zazzle, right? Weddings, baby shower, bridal shower, graduation, evergreen products, all of those things, okay? And so if you're trying also too many to start, you might be oversaturating yourself, and then you might be struggling to figure out how to actually focus on one thing. And then you might be also asking yourself, I've tried many and they're not working. What should I do? Okay. And so if you're in that boat, then you're in the right place because we're going to give you some more guidance here. All right. So your first niche choice, is the one of the most important decisions that you can make in your Zazzle business. Like I mentioned, you have to be very specific, but you don't have to worry too much about picking the right thing first. You can just be very fluid with it and also go along with the flow, okay? So pick something first so you can really hone in on maybe if this is the right one or not. And without a first niche, you have no direction, like I mentioned, no plan, and no way to build and grow your business, okay? And plus, like I mentioned, you can pick your first niche and then get it right and repeat later. I first started out on Zazzle, and my first niche was actually in the apparel and accessories sort of niche, if you want to call it that. I was trying to make my way work with t-shirts. And then in the end, I actually ended up going into weddings and occasions just because I found my flow. I found my design skill sets. I found what I wanted and what was aligned with my heart and my store. Okay. And so some popular niches on Zazzle are weddings, baby, business, occasion, and sports. There are other ones as well. And also sub niches. You can easily go on to Zazzle.com and look at the niches that are available to you and do some research to feel if it fits right with who you are as a Zazzle designer and what your store is going to provide to a customer. Okay. So in this little workshop session here, if you are able to grab a piece of paper or on your computer, you can do this right now with me and also then put it in the chat afterwards, right? Or you can do this later if you don't feel comfortable sharing, but this is the part of the workshop which I want you to do and bring back for either homework today or homework tomorrow and just say, hey, I had an aha moment and I did it, okay? So on a piece of paper, you're gonna list your interests, list your skill sets, and list what you want to sell and list what you think will sell. Okay, so it's very almost basic, but you're going to list your interests and your skill sets. So interest being, do you have any hobbies? Are you interested in any blogs or websites, magazines, books, TV shows even? Are you interested in fashion? Are you interested in sports? Are you interested in dogs? Whatever you're interested in, whether that be active, I like playing soccer, or I like dogs because I have a dog. And then also list your skill sets then. Those are the two important things. Skill sets then being, are you a good designer? Are you a good marketer? Are you good at understanding trends? Are you good at maybe Procreate? Are you good at watercolor? We have some designers who are part of our Profit by Design Academy coaching program who are amazing artists and photographers, and they use their assets and their artwork to incorporate into their designs, okay? And then list what you want to sell. This is important. It's also very important to understand that listing what you want to sell also has to be aligned with what your customer wants to buy, okay? Because you don't want to get confused where you are selling only the things that you want to buy or that your family members want to buy, because unfortunately you and your family members are not going to provide for your Zazzle business and your income on a monthly basis, okay? So list what you want to sell, but also have it be aligned with who you want to sell to and what they might want to buy, okay? Because you're selling to somebody, right? They're buying from you, and that's how you're making your money. And then list what you think will sell, okay? And this is doing some research in your niche, going on to first of all, Zazzle.com, Etsy, Amazon, and Google Trends, figuring out what's happening within those niches. So for example, if you are in the golf market, because Zazzle has a lot of golf related products that can be sold, then you might want to go to anything online to figure out what type of designs might be selling, what type of trends, what color schemes, what type of sayings, even because golfing has its own verbiage, right? People say certain sayings because they're part of the golfing world. So do some research, on Zazzle, first of all, internally, and then externally on Etsy, Amazon, and Google Trends to figure out what's happening within your niche. Okay, and very important, because your niche isn't just like, oh, I feel like doing this. No, it has a little bit more of in-depth research to it so that you have that focus and you feel comfortable and confident going forward. Okay, and so here in the chat, I'm going to stop the screen share really quickly, and then I'm going to go into the comment section and we're going to share some comments on the screen here. But write your niche in the comments. And then if you feel comfortable, like I said, this is a live video. If you don't want to add your store link because it's on YouTube, then you don't have to. If you want to share your store link so we can maybe quickly look at it and feel if it's aligned with your niche and also maybe your brand, or if it's working within the Zazzle marketplace, we'll give you some tips on that. And then, like I mentioned, a select few will be chosen, and however many people are online with us and how long it takes, we'll do this for about 30 minutes or less, depending on how many people provide their niche and how long it takes. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my screen share here, and then we'll get back to the presentation afterwards, because we do have some really great information regarding our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And Elke just disappeared. I don't know what happened there. And then also our Black Friday sales. There you are. What happened there? You just disappeared. You popped off.
I was frozen since you started the presentation, so but yes, I've been keeping track of the chat on YouTube, so
okay,
I'm all good. So the first one is Rocio Vasquez.
Rocio Vasquez.
Yes, you can. Do you see it, or should I?
I do. So floral photography. Yes, Rocio. Like I mentioned, I live in Spain for 10 years. Vasquez is a hard last name for me to pronounce. So floral photography. Okay. Floral photography is an interesting one. And I'm going to say depends on what niche. So niche is floral photography, but in terms of what you're selling and what type of niche you're in on Zazzle, because floral photography is your asset, I would say, in terms of your artwork, or if you're a designer and that's what you are trying to sell, but you are selling, unless you're trying to sell just your floral photography on canvas prints and postcards, and that's sort of your thing. So maybe you can give us a little bit more information on the product types that you're trying to sell. And that's kind of where I mentioned in terms of if you had the opportunity to put your store link in. But floral photography is, as I said, an interesting one, because if you're trying to just sell your floral photography on canvas prints or on postcards or on prints, posters, then you have to be a little bit more inventive, because the Zazzle customer is someone who likes to have customizable things, right? Zazzle is a print-on-demand platform that is very much catered to having people use templates or customize and have it be personalized. And so floral photography, unless you have a specific following for that, we can definitely help you going forward. Like I don't think you're not in the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. So in terms of having the opportunity to learn what types of products would be well suited for your floral photography. Okay, I thought stationery first, but I'm interested in other products like phone cases. Okay. Well, stationery in terms of, as I mentioned, like postcards and things like that, stationery is a wide range of things, because it can be including weddings and bridal shower, or if you're just thinking about like note cards or, not sympathy cards, but like, stationery being like, thank you very much, or get well soon, or things like that. Then we maybe need to think about how you can utilize your photography in another niche that is more specific, rather than just saying the product type. because stationery and phone cases isn't really a niche either. So your floral photography can be part of a niche, but it's your asset. And picking a design or a product type needs to be a little bit more above and beyond that, because I think you're going to struggle a little bit if you're just saying, okay, I'm just going to do stationery and phone cases, because you have to pick some place where you're going to focus on serving a customer in terms of, like, if it's fashion and design or home decor or accessories, right? If you're going to be doing phone cases, or for stationery, if it's weddings or bridal shower, graduation, things like that. Okay.
Well, I also just want to come in there because I do photography and I post it online in one of my stores on Zazzle. However, what I've noticed is that Zazzle used to be a place where it would be like more like Fine Art America, but that was back in 2007, 2010, and now Zazzle's main customer base isn't looking so much for photography. Even like National Geographic and Getty Images used to be on Zazzle, and some of them are still on, but you have to try it as a business model, but then what you realize is that the customer that Zazzle's attracting isn't just interested in photos. And even Brandon started in photos, but had to pivot. And so unless your photos are incredibly like eye-catching, over-the-top amazing, which is hard to do these days, especially since, we can go take a photograph and make it beautiful, but there's a lot of AI that's happening now. And so if you don't have a particular style that people are already demanding from you, unfortunately, just going out and taking pictures in your garden or like sunsets like I used to do isn't going to cut it. You can't make six figures with that unless you market that, as Jen said, in a very different way. And then you have to come up with some really creative ways that you are going to use that photography. You're not just going to say, they're going to buy it because I made this picture of a sunflower. You have to say, how can I add my photo in a very creative way that makes a product that's already popular and a niche that's already very demanding, like in demand, sorry, that by adding my photo, I can actually do something to make it one level up so that it's interesting to my client, the customer, so that they will just say, yes, I'm going to buy this compared to something else. And as Jen said, a lot of customization happens on the Zazzle platform. That's why they come to use Zazzle. So you can't just sell your photography as is, although I do have a pencil that sells all the time with a beach scene on it, just so you know. But that's an anomaly. That's not going to make me my six figures. And think about it that way, because you're deciding your niche based on what you love, which is obviously photography, and that's your best skill set, which is great. But how do you then merge that with the customer that's on Zazzle, and what are they willing to buy that's photography based? Okay. I mean, calendars would be a really nice one, especially if your photography is really lovely. And you can make it theme based. You can do florals, you can do landscapes, you can do sunsets. Unfortunately, at this point, calendars is a bit late into the game because most people have their 2025 calendar. But that's just an idea to get ready for next year. Yeah, any other comments you want to make? But I think just give yourself that. This is not the first time we've talked to you about photography and floral. I'm pretty sure I recognize your little icon. So I just wanted to also share that much information for other people who are thinking, well, I take good photos and so I can do that. That's my asset. Don't be afraid to say, I just want to make money using this platform. And there's many assets. I can use mine. I can make some more on the tool. The Zazzle has a really great design tool. Then there's also the opportunity for you to go and buy some graphics. There's an opportunity for you to use Procreate and make some graphics. So don't narrow yourself in. And if you start with something that's that complex and hard to do with photography, I'd hate to have you give up, because Brandon tried for 5 years with photography and he never made more than $2,500. Then he joined my Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And then the rest is history. Now he's made $720,000 and he knows how to design. He buys graphics. He goes into all different niches or niches. So you have to decide where you're going to take your business. But Brandon wanted money. And so he focused in. He goes like, I'm picking a good niche to start with. And that's one of the reasons we're here. It's because I think a lot of people don't have that sort of feedback that's honest and allows you to literally do have a plan that's going to get you where you want to go. Instead, you believe that this is going to be the way it is because Elke and Jen said pick a niche, and then you get disappointed that it's not, it's not working. And you think, well, Elke and Jen gave me wrong advice. And it's like, well, no, you picked the wrong niche, right? Because you haven't done the research to see are a lot of photography products selling on Zazzle? And the answer is no. Okay.
Okay. She said, thank you. Or yes.
Yeah.
Theo said, thank you. That's so interesting and very helpful. Okay. And then Anna said, first, I think it was in every niche, but now I'm thinking of focusing on occasions, birthday, bridal shower, holidays, and maybe home decor. Awesome. And then if you have, it's like a good one because like on occasions, birthday, bridal shower, and then holidays, and then home decor can go in hand there. And I know, for example, when I first started out on Zazzle, my own experience is that I went into weddings first, and then it branched out into occasions like bridal shower, baby shower, because all of those things are somewhat related to weddings, because you can have a wedding and then comes the babies and then comes everything else and all that. And so your design style and your branding can follow through with those niches, right? So everything kind of all mixes together, and your design style can be how it ties it together, right? And you don't have to feel like you're spreading yourself too thin, and you don't have to just focus on birthday or just focus on bridal shower, especially because if you came into our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, we would give you the advice of that you need to make sure that you have income throughout the entire year, right? And so having the possibility for occasions to sell month by month, you want to definitely dive into all of those ones, not spread yourself too thin, but not particularly only focus on birthdays, because unfortunately that might not give you the income that you want on a monthly basis every single month consistently. And then so what you've got here is really great in terms of starting point. Occasions is really great. Okay. And then there's a question here from Anna. Is it too much to mix occasions, holiday, and home decor when you are a newbie? Well, definitely when you're first starting out, I would focus on something first to get yourself going, right? And like I mentioned, depends on what your design style is. Home decor and holidays and occasions can go together if you have a store that's kind of very robust and all-encompassing. However, first start with birthdays or occasions, or like if you're a newbie, right? And Anna, if you're actually interested in, like I mentioned, our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, we definitely have an opportunity for you with our Black Friday sales if you are able to, and we can help you figure that out, right? Because focusing in on too much when you're a newbie can be overwhelming, and we don't want you to get frustrated or oversaturate, like having yourself spread yourself too thin. Okay. This is now the honesty is very well received. Time to use other skill sets. Okay. Well, thank you, Theo, for saying that. And if you need help, right? Like Elke mentioned, we have a lot of Profit by Design Academy coaching program clients who were in photography and are still in photography, but you have to use your skill sets with your photography in an interesting and specific way with the Zazzle platform for the Zazzle customer. Okay. Okay, so what I've been doing is designing, this is Jason, what I've been doing is designing for multiple niches, but on one product type being clothing. Okay, so if you have one product type, so I'm assuming clothing, but being just, for example, t-shirts, if you want to mention that in the comment section, then maybe we can let you know a little bit more. But for different niches, but with one product type, I mean, if it's working for you or if it's not working for you, it would be interesting to see your results on that. However, we don't really recommend that you just do one product type. There are other platforms out there that sell, for example, only t-shirts, and some people have some really great success with that. But Zazzle, especially with clothing, depending on the design that you're putting on and the type of niche that you're in, so multiple different niches. I don't know which types of niches those are. But if you're just selling one product type, then you might be just really, what's the word, like pigeonholing yourself? I don't know. Huh?
Limiting.
Limiting yourself in terms of the opportunities that you have for just being clothing or just being a certain type of product type, whether that be a t-shirt. Okay.
If your store is set up that way and you're like your name is something clothing company and that's your brand, then obviously. But even when you're doing clothing, what do clothing stores have? They have accessories, right? They have purses, they have scarves, they have hats, they have gloves, they have stockings. Zazzle has all those products. So I think when people come from other print-on-demand platforms, because they hear about Etsy or Shopify and using Printful or Spoonflower, it's very product-based. And it's like, this is my pattern, choose this pattern on that because you want material, or choose this pattern because you want a t-shirt. And people forget that this is an international market that has over 1,500 product types and many more variations of each type of product. And this is you have manufacturing at your fingertips, and all you have to do is digitally post the products in your store. This is like you get to print money. And so but the thing that people lose sight of is a niche that serves a need, right? So that's the first piece, and that's why we're here to help you work that out. But yeah, if you wanted to also that's great. Jason says that he's selling t-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts. I'm starting to see momentum. Awesome. There are so many other things on the platform that you could probably put your designs on that are in the clothing space. And yeah, that would be a really great way to build out a whole store based on its clothing. However, if you're selling like in the humor market and in the politics market and this and that, then your store might be a little bit overwhelmingly full. And you might it's nice to try and test things out when you first start in terms of picking a niche like politics or home and gardening or mother sayings. Like it's endless in terms of what you put on your t-shirts. But if you focus in on an avatar, which is the next step in the establish strategy number one, you will realize that you're just limiting yourself in terms of who you're attracting. You're just attracting a bit of this, a bit of that, and so on. And you're never actually scaling and really developing your ability to sell even the one in that one niche. So give yourself that consideration. Think about it in terms of how you can target each customer based on A, your store branding, or B, in terms of setting up specific niches that are categories so that you have the best opportunity to cash in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got one more here. Home decor niche and iPhone cases.
So Dana says home decor. It's a very interesting combination, and niche is not really product based. Sometimes niche can be product based, like with Jason's t-shirts, because it's going after people that want to buy a t-shirt, and he can do that market because customers have been trained to buy t-shirts. It's all over the internet. Then all of a sudden you get to make your own t-shirt. Well, that's a score. So of course he's going to get traction. And if he doesn't, he should be. And but if you just say, okay, I'm going to do home decor and electronics, you're just saying which departments you're going to put your products into. You're not specifically saying something like, well, I think even though we told Ricasso, or how do you say it, Roquiso, or how do you say Rokio, we shouldn't just focus on photography. That's the first person that's actually given us more of a niche thing than anything else, right? Because except for the t-shirts one, because you can sell just t-shirts if you want to, because the customer knows that they can buy t-shirts. The other stuff takes a little bit of education. Is like, oh, Zazzle has cell phone cases, or anywhere where you shop online, you have to educate the customer a little bit to say, hey, you can go to this platform and buy XYZ. Whereas, t-shirts online, Amazon has them, Etsy has them. And so it's just common knowledge. But what you're really trying to do is also distinguish yourself when you're picking your niche, right? You're going to pick something that's popular, but you're also going to pick something that allows you to add something to it. And you have that ability. You are like, even though if you're brand new and you're starting out, you're a shopper and you know what you would like, but you can't find it anywhere. Holy smokes, that's your sweet spot, right? If you are already, we have people who are doing quilting as a store. We have people who like knitting. We have people who do fly fishing. And they've all made really successful stores because there's a ton of people that are all in these very interesting specific niches. And once you target that customer, you start to be able to, like, word of mouth helps you spread out and get that reach. If you don't have a particular area that you're interested in yet, then target something that Jen said. Did you actually post that one about like the weddings or like home decor? But like if you do home decor and then cell phone cases, that's not one niche, right? That's two niches that you have to decide first where you're going to go, because the cell phone customer is very different than the home decor customer, if you even want to go that far in terms of just a product area. But then you want to do something where it's very specific. For example, I'm going to pick minimalistic because that's what I love and I just want to do it. Or I'm going to do all goth. Or because then you're attracting that crowd that then you can say, okay, the goth people that like my occasions also are going to pick my home decor. That makes it so easy then to switch, right? If you don't have a focus besides I'm going to sell home decor, that's not enough of a focus to start with as your first niche, because you can't research that. Home decor is items. It's not customers in a trending area that you can tap into and just ride the wave with.
Okay. We don't have any more comments for our niches. So if you are still with us, because we have a lot of people online still, and you want a review.
Yeah,
sorry?
we did have some more. I said we did have some more stuff in our training, but yeah.
Yes, well, I mean, we can definitely also go back to the presentation. Okay, because I just wanted to give one last chance to people, because we do have a lot of people online and only a handful put in their niche, which is fine, because then we can get into the presentation. But I think that gives people an understanding, not only that we just focused on, Rothio, then Jason, and then Dana, and then Anna, but that came to people some information who are watching here online too, right? You can take that into your own account for your own niche, give yourself some information, because whenever Elke and I give advice, it's not just specific for that one person. It can be applicable to everyone here, right? And learning and understanding how you can apply our teaching and mentoring to your own situation. Okay, so Anna just really quickly says, I have to say thank you for doing these live sessions, so they can be really motivating, encouraging, and good reminders. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Anna. Welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, so let's dive back into the presentation, because we are almost actually at an hour and we want to keep it within time here. Let me get here, presentation, present. Okay, so we just did our live critiques and you got some really great information. Like I mentioned, they were specific for the certain situations, but you can apply that information to your own situation as well here. So finding your niche, as you probably have figured out from Elke and I and what we've been talking about and how we went into actually so much in-depth information with each situation, is that finding your niche is just the beginning, right? Pinpointing where you want to focus your direction on and really honing in on what your niche or niche is, and then moving on to who your perfect customer is, and then moving on to what your brand is, and then moving on to what your product types are going to be, and then what you're going to sell in your store. all of that comes later. And so finding your niche is just the beginning, okay? And so that's why we covered the 5 strategies in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And this presentation was just covering a small tidbit of what we cover in our first strategy, okay? And so understanding, because we did talk about Brandon and Christine, if you don't know those names, which I don't know if that's even possible because we seem to throw those names out quite often on a daily basis. This is Brandon and this is Christine. And these are 2 wonderful people, first of all, who have given us the opportunity to work with them and help them up level to the level that they're at now. They are our top earners. And so we use them as examples very often when we're speaking about success stories. Brandon has sold over $7 million worth of Zazzle products in 7 years. And then Christine is at 6.7 million in 7 years. Okay. So that's our sales, not earnings. So, but in terms of a sales, if you make it more or less a 10% royalty, that means that Brandon has earned $700,000 US plus, right? So it's earnings, and then he's always earning more on a daily basis. And so if you think about that, $700,000 US dollars, okay? And so if you're Canadian like me, that's like almost $1.3 million in earnings, which is amazing. And same with Christine, 60.
Is that the exchange rate today? I know the dollar's really low, but that's huge.
Well, I don't know. It's 1.4 yesterday, so maybe $1 million. So, but either way, $700,000 US is a lot of money in Canadian. And then same with Christina, she's at 6.7 million in 7 years. So if you do that on a 10% basis, that's $670,000 US. Okay. And so, and then these people here, Wendy and Sandra are also some of our top earners, and they have allowed us to speak to you and inspire you about their journey as well. And they all, each and every single one of them, and Mom, you have some knocking in the background. I don't know if you want to mute yourself. Here. There we go. All of these people started out from zero, okay, from scratch, just like you. They were all struggling on Zazzle. They were not making very much money. They had no direction, and they all came to myself and Elke for guidance and coaching because they knew that they wanted to make their Zazzle business work for them. And they took the leap of faith to invest in their business. And that's the most important thing that I want you to understand here today is that they actually invested in their business, and investing in their business, not calling it a Zazzle hobby, because that's what it was previous to them coming into our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Because if they had not taken the leap of faith, invested their time and also money with us, they would not be at these sales figures today. Okay. And each and every single one of these people still is in a working relationship with us. They clearly have up-leveled their coaching and are now some of them on one-on-one private coaching clients. Brandon and Christine are mastermind clients, and they're paying us upwards of $20,000 to $30,000 for coaching because they see the value of our investment in their business. Okay. And so that's why they are at those sales levels today. So just to inspire you that that is something that's, available to you, and also possibility, right? If you're just bringing in, and I saw that Anna just sold first and she's making like $25, which is awesome. Every single sale is a win, and every single moment that you move forward in your Zazzle business is a win, whether it be making money, whether it be improving your skill sets and or improving your design, all of those things, your productivity. So every single movement towards your success journey is a win, and we want to celebrate all those things. Okay. And so obviously these four clients agreed to share their Zazzle earnings journey with you in order to inspire you to take the leap of faith, to tell you that it is possible to get to certain places of success with the right support, right? Like I mentioned, all of them were struggling on Zazzle. Some of them were struggling for months. Others were struggling for years. Brandon, Wendy, Sandra, and Christine, each one had their own Zazzle journey, but they were all struggling, and they all started it from zero, just like you. Okay. So today, right now, in this part of our presentation, we're going to ask you, would you like us to hold your hand through the entire process so that you can reach your Zazzle earnings goal, right? And this is where we're going to offer you some really great savings for our Black Friday deals, because that's what's happening right now. We are getting towards the end of the year. And if you have yet to take the opportunity to understand that that, the year is coming to an end soon, and that next year is 2025, and that you have not yet implemented something or have a strategic plan in place, unfortunately, you're going to be left behind when January hits, okay? And so this is where Elke and I come in, because you might be on this presentation and you might think that you know how everything is supposed to be implemented and that you're doing it properly. But if you're not earning what you want to earn or earning the amount that your sales goal is at, then there's still more work to do, okay? And for example, if you've been on Zazzle for a long time, because we've had some clients who have come to us saying, hey, I've been on Zazzle for 5 years, and on average, I'm making about $100 a month. Elke and I look at each other and say, oh my goodness, what a shame. First of all, because that's a long time to be making not very much money, and also a long time struggling, and that can be defeating, okay? And so if you are in either the area where you're a beginner, right, brand new, and you're like excited and you really want to earn money, then this is the opportunity for you to know that you don't have to struggle, okay? If you've been online on Zazzle trying to make it work for a long time and you're not making very much money, that's an opportunity for you to change the way that things are happening, okay? Because it doesn't mean you don't have to struggle on Zazzle. It's not a thing, right? Struggling on Zazzle is really hard, overwhelming, frustrating, and also very depressing, okay? So you might have things that you also have reached your earnings level, your top earnings level. It's an interesting concept, but some people have come to both Elke and myself saying, well, because I've been on Zazzle for 5 years, I have this past history of making $100 a month, and that's all I can ever make, because that's my proof, and that's what I'm going to make from now until forever. So I'm fine with that. There's so much more to earn. I can never make any income claims. But I can tell you from the proof, for example, from Brandon, Christine, Wendy, Sandra, and many, many more of our clients that we don't have time to get into today in this presentation, they're making more money than a couple $100 a month, or even $5 a month. If you're making a couple cents a month and you get to a total like myself and Elke in our first year of $90, there's more to earn. Okay, so even if you're earning thousands of dollars a month, Brandon and Christine have gotten to certain points in their Zazzle career where they're making more than $20,000 a month sometimes, okay, on a consistent basis, because they have the right training, all right? And you might also feel overwhelmed. You want to start your Zazzle store, turn it into a thriving business, but it seems out of reach with no clear path or plan to get you there, but we have a way, okay? Elke and I have the proven plan for you to follow, and we don't want you to feel stuck, okay? Your Zazzle store might not be generating enough money for you, and you're working overtime. That's what is called a hobby, right? Something that you're putting your time and investment into, but nothing comes out of it. It's just for fun, or maybe you make a couple dollars here and there, right? All of us have had hobbies in our lives at some point, but this is not a hobby, right? This is supposed to be a viable business that is hopefully helping you, going to create a plan for you moving forward. That's passive income for potentially many years in the future. Elke and I still make money on our Zazzle stores to this day, and we started in 2008, okay? It's 2024 now. So think about the time that's from then until now, and we're still making money from our stores, okay? So you definitely want it to be running as a profitable business, and so we have a proven plan for you to follow. Okay. And now you still might be thinking, well, I want to succeed. However, the market's too saturated. I can't compete. I don't have the creativeness to sell. I don't know what to sell. My designs won't be good enough to make sales. I will waste my time, and I can only sell if I choose wedding as my niche. All of these are false. Okay. And I can just debunk all of those in a minute. All of them are false. And those are also negative mindset thoughts. All right. The market could be saturated. You could say that. However, there's competition, and competition means that there's demand, okay? You have to look at it with a positive mindset and a different perspective, all right? Because I know that each and every one of you is on a mission, right? You're on a mission to do big things with your business, even if you don't even think that right now, okay? Your mission is something different than what you're doing right now. It doesn't have to be elaborate and luxurious. It's something different than what you're doing right now, and you want it to happen with your Zazzle business. You want to be able to create the lifestyle that you dream of, right? You want to be able to take time off. Elke and I are extremely blessed. Although, yes, we are coaches now and we have a different job title and we're not just Zazzle designers, but when we were Zazzle designers as a full-time job, we were able to do anything and everything that we wanted whenever we wanted because we created our own hours, right? And if you know our past history, we had to take off a couple years even without touching our Zazzle business, and we still consistently made the amount of money that we were making while we were working on our Zazzle business because we had the 5 strategies implemented. Imagine just all of a sudden saying, I need an entire year off and I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm just going to close my computer and I'm not going to look at my Zazzle business, but I'm still guaranteed to make money. That's where Zazzle gave the opportunity for Elke and I to take some time off to be with our family. Okay. And also I lived in Spain for 10 years and I didn't have I didn't have a 9-to-5 job. I didn't speak Spanish and I wasn't employable. But I lived over in Spain for 10 years because I had my Zazzle business, okay? So whatever your dream lifestyle is, whatever that looks like, you're here to hopefully create that, right? And have the time flexibility to enjoy your life. Say, hey, I want to go grocery shopping today, or I want to go to the dentist, or I want to have a massage, or I want to spend time with my family and friends. You're able to do that because you're able to set your own hours. And then you want to find that proven Zazzle success plan to make your mission happen, right? Unfortunately, it's hard on your own. Elke and I can say that from our own experience, and we can also tell you that every single one of our clients who comes into our Profit by Design Academy coaching program implements the 5 strategies properly and starts to see success will tell you from no doubt that the Profit by Design Academy coaching program and the 5 strategies have helped them immensely change the way that they work and the way that they see results. Okay, so today, like I mentioned, I'm going to give you 2 options for us to work together or do it on your own. Doing it on your own is fine, and I'm never going to pressure you to come into any of our courses if you don't want to, if we're not a good fit, if you're not financially capable right now. However, just so you know, doing it together is a lot easier and a lot more fun too, and a lot more productive and a lot more laser focused, and we have a proven plan for you, okay? And so this is where we're getting into our Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. It's not technically Black Friday yet, but you've probably seen it all across the internet on TV. Everyone's doing their Black Friday sales, so why not us as well, right? And so this is where we're giving you an opportunity to come into our courses before we shut the doors for Christmas and holiday time, okay? So just our statistics. Once again, this is a little screenshot from our page. So if you go to elkeclarke.com/promo, you'll see exactly what I'm going to be showing you here on the screen in the next couple of slides. But we've helped our students sell over $165 million in sales. We have helped people in 2024, so in pretty much the last 12 months, because we're getting towards the end of November right now, in 2024, sell over $93 million. So think about that, the chunk of that 12 months. We've helped people earn $9.3 million collectively within our client base. That's a lot of money, okay? And so our statistics show the proof of that our Profit by Design Academy coaching program works if you implement the plan properly, okay? I can never make any income claims, but I can show you the numbers here. We have 110 people who are silver. So if you don't know what that means that you've sold over $250,000 worth of Zazzle products. So you've earned $25,000 in lifetime earnings. So that's a lot of money, okay? So we have 110 people who are at silver, 47 who are at gold, which means that you've earned over, well, no, I'm getting my numbers mixed up here, that you've sold over $1 million. Gold is 5. Oh my gosh, Mom, help me out. Where are you? Gold, 47 gold. I'm getting a brain fart here. Platinum is $250,000 in earnings. And yeah, $25,000 in earnings. Gold is $100,000 in earnings. They're in $1 million in sales. Platinum is $2.5 million in sales, $250,000 in earnings, and then diamond is the top level. Okay, and then there's also one more. Diamond is the top level. I'm just confused. I don't talk about those levels very often in terms of the numbers, but those are our facts here. Just so you know, we've got a lot of people who make a lot of money. All right. And so our first deal here is our print on demand starter kit. And I want everyone, if you want to go to elkeclarke.com/promo, and that's where you can see all these deals happening.
Can you actually put that down in your banner? Because it's covering the banner.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go. Or just, either leave it off or put it on. But
Yeah, I'll leave it off for a moment because you can see it there. Or I'm sure I'll put it here where we can do this here. Elke, there we go. Okay. All right, so elkeclarke.com/promo. So our first one is our print-on-demand starter kit. I want everyone to just know before we get into this deal that this is our starter kit, which means that it's just covering the first strategy out of our 5 strategies. This is our quick and easy option for people who want to get started but can't really commit probably or maybe financially to the whole program, which is the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. It is on sale for $497, regularly at $997. And so this is 50% off, and it gives you the basics to start you out, okay? And so if you're not able to commit to our full-on coaching program, this is a really great starter kit for you. It is a self-study course, and there is a monthly a monthly live call where we will be answering questions, but it is not an interactive coaching program, okay? So this is for you to do a self-study course for yourself if you're a beginner and you just want to get access to the first strategy out of our 5 strategies, okay?
And I think,
and then if you want to,
so you know, just so everyone knows, we believe fully that where you need to be is the Profit by Design Academy, so that when you make your sales and you start to realize this works for you, we actually have a bonus that we're instituting again for this coming year, so that within a year's time, if you make enough money and you go like, yep, this is working for me and I like Zazzle and it's starting, but I need the full plan, you can use the $497 as a credit towards the Profit by Design Academy. So you get this course for free in a sense, if you actually level up to the Profit by Design Academy before the end of next year on December 12th, 2025.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for letting everyone know that. But if you so if you get a course credit, and so this is actually free if you level up, if you want to come into the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. However, like Elke mentioned, we recommend to everyone that you dive right into the 5 strategies, right? Just the first strategy will only get you so far, but we did create that course for people who were not able to commit to the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. However, this is your MBA for Zazzle. So the Profit by Design Academy coaching program is free if you want to accelerate your Zazzle business growth with our proven roadmap, our 5 strategies, step-by-step training, hands-on coaching support to guide you to achieve your first $5,000 month in profit, okay? We can never make any income claims, but the plan is designed to help you get there, all right? It's the proven roadmap, all right? And so today for our Black Friday sales, which do actually just, they disappear and end on December 13th. However, we want to let you know that if you dive right in, we actually have a coaching call in the next couple of hours for the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. So today, because it's Wednesday, we have our weekly call. And so if you actually take advantage of this deal, you'll be able to jump on that call with us and get your first experience with our coaching pro. But you're saving $200 a month with this deal. So the Profit by Design Academy coaching program payment plan that we're offering to you for our Black Friday sales is that you first pay $487 for your first payment. And then the rest of the payments, which are 11 payments, because it's a 12-month coaching program and a 12-month payment plan, are at $287, which is regularly at $487. So you're saving $200 per month after you make your first month's payment. Okay, so just think about that money. You're saving $2,200 in total. That's a lot of money in savings, and you get a whole bunch of more bonuses and extras here. I just couldn't take a screenshot. So if you go to elkeclarke.com/promo, you'll get access to all of the information that's included in the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. But just so everyone knows, it's the program that we recommend to everyone, no matter if you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced on Zazzle, to dive right into the 5 strategies and get everything that is all encompassing in our training. Okay, super important. This deal is not going to be available in the future, and this is a lot of money in savings. All right. And then last but not least, if you are here on live with us, just because we do maybe have some people who are watching and they're a little bit higher level, I do see some familiar faces from our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And so if you are here in the PDA or if you are an advanced Zazzle designer and actually at a level of earnings like, for example, Brandon and Christine and Wendy and Sandra, then you might be interested in our mastermind. And we have our 7-figure seller mastermind, which you're saving $10,000. And just so you know, there are people who have paid us this money and more for our coaching. We just did 2 retreats this past couple of months in Mallorca and Spain. We are already booking for next year in June in Spain and Mallorca. And we have a lot of candidates who have already applied and have been accepted. And so this is an opportunity for anyone who is at that higher level to be in an interview process, because this is not for everyone, but be accepted in our 7-figure seller mastermind, which will help you scale to get you to those with like $1 million in your as your sales goal per year. Okay, so $100,000 if that's what you want to earn in 1 year. This is for you. We can never make any income claims, like I mentioned, but this is for anyone who wants to try to reach a sales goal of $1 million per year on Zazzle. All right, and you're saving $10,000. So all of those sales are at elkeclarke.com/promo. Go to that website to save big on all of those opportunities. There are even some other ones there in terms of other levels of masterminds. But the biggest one here is, like I mentioned, the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Take advantage of that if you're able to, because this deal won't be available later. Doors are also closing, which means that unfortunately people won't be accepted. We are shutting down the doors for Christmas holiday time and reopening them up in January 2025, or later. We have yet to sort of determine when the doors are opening / closing for in the next year. But just so you know that you get the in, and then you get to dive into all of the recorded material and also take advantage of our weekly calls before the new year. Okay. And this won't be available until later, obviously. All of these deals end on December 13th, but make sure that you don't wait until the last moment. Okay. Because everybody always does wait until the last moment to save the money or make the decision. But the earlier you make the decision, the earlier you will be able to start working on your Zazzle business and feel more confident and have clarity on where you're going. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop my screen share here and we will go into the chat. Okay. Is there any questions, or is there anything?
I'm frozen again, but I might be. Can you hear me? But I'm frozen because I did
We can hear you. Yeah.
It turns out whenever I do a screenshot, but we're actually over time now. Davika, you're a little bit late to the game. We were doing reviews before, but I put something in the chat for you. And Roki, I can't say it properly, asked for a one-time payment plan. I will add that to the promo page by the afternoon, so give it a minute, but it will not be the same savings that you would get if you did the payment plan. And that's one of the reasons why the payment plan is so lucrative now and gives you the opportunity not to worry so much about exchange rates over the time, like over the course of next year.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And yes, unfortunately, Elke, you're frozen, but we can hear you. But thank you everyone for staying online with me and doing our niche workshop, and then also going through our Black Friday sales. We will be coming back on live on YouTube tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Dana says, tell me when the scheduled live calls are in Europe. Okay, this is a question. I think 1 day later after this. So if you're in Europe, we do our calls on Eastern Standard Time. Today is a little bit of an odd one because we are, wrapping up for holidays, but more or less we have our calls on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So depending on where you're in Europe, I used to live in Spain. So if you're in the Spain area or France area, that's 5 hours earlier than you. So you'd be looking at around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. at night, depending on how far east you are in Europe. And so then you can kind of calculate that. So it'll be in the afternoon, evening for you. And then, so those are our weekly calls. Romania. Okay. Well, you can do the time change then. Eastern Standard Time is when we usually do them at around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As I mentioned today, for example, if you actually join today, we're doing one at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in an hour from now, 45 minutes from now. And so whatever 45 minutes from now in Romania is, then that's your time. Okay, so if that works for you, we do have replays. Obviously, we have people who are from all around the world who are part of our Profit by Design Academy coaching program, people in Australia, people in Asia. So sometimes the calls are at like 3 o'clock in the morning for some people. So unfortunately, we're not able to cater to everyone. But what we do is we allow people to ask questions prior to the calls. And we have a thread. And so you ask your question. And then when we go on the call, we will answer all of the questions that have been asked. And so if you're not able to join live, then we are able to answer your question and you can watch the replay. Okay. The replays are available for many months afterwards. We obviously don't keep all the replays from like 2024, 2023. That's a lot of replays if you think about the weekly calls. However, they do keep for a couple months. And so you're actually able to, if you join today, watch, last week's call, the week before's call, and gather all that information, because not only are we answering questions from other students and clients, but the information that we teach is very important and very valid and can be applicable to your own store and your own products as well. Okay. So Finland, Anna says, okay, so we've got some people from Europe, which is awesome. All right, so Dana, hopefully we see you in the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Rothio, we will get hopefully that one-time payment up for you in our promo page. Elke would be working on that to give you an opportunity. I know and understand that the exchange rate is probably something that you're worried about. The payment plan, though, if you are looking for a really great deal, is the best option for you, because you're paying that $487 up front, and then you're saving $200 per month. Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap up. We are coming online again tomorrow for our free workshop at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just so you know, this is obviously free training. The Profit by Design Academy coaching program and other things that we offer are so much more involved, and really, really think about that in terms of joining using our Black Friday deals. Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow for our Proof It Is Possible workshop at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you do the time change difference if you're in a different country, and we will be here live on YouTube again. Okay, all right. Dana says your offer is awesome. Have to figure it out. Okay, well, hopefully we will see you in the Profit by Design Academy coaching program. Romania, I don't know the exchange rate in terms of how much money that is off the top of my head, but hopefully that is an opportunity for you to take advantage of our savings. Okay, wonderful. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Rothia says, perfect. I will do my numbers, see what works best for me. Awesome. This was great. Wonderful. Well, I'm really excited to hopefully see some new faces in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And other than that, thank you so much for joining me and being here on live with me. It's been a really great session, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow.